maple syrup and oak resin and pine tar, and some of them are good for crafting, and some of them are good for cooking, and they're all good for selling. Oh yeah, let's see if we can catch this girl at home. I'm supposed to be having a cutscene soon with one of the bachelorettes, the artist bachelorette. But the last couple times I've checked her house, she wasn't there. Cutscene. Kel, how many times do I have to tell you? I don't want to come back to the city. I don't want to. Okay, stop calling me. I don't want to hear from you anymore. Click. Grr. Havelock. So I guess you heard me yelling on the phone. That was my ex. I guess I'd better tell you a little about it. We had an apartment together back in the city. I did odd jobs during the day and spent all night working on art projects. We barely made enough to scrape by. He was always nagging me to go back to school and study business or medicine, something with a lot of money in it. I guess the idea was to save up for a normal life. You know, a house in the suburb, kids, PTA meetings, that sort of thing. Speaking of which, the Bon Air PTA is having our first movie night September 16th at 8 o'clock. It's an outdoor movie. You got to bring something to sit on. Admission is free, and concessions will benefit the PTA fund, which is totally empty because we just started the PTA. I wasn't ready for that kind of life, Havelock. I had to leave, so I came here to pursue my dream of being an artist. Was that selfish of me, Havelock? All right, so I have to pick. No, it had to be done. No. I like this one. Yeah, but it's natural to care about yourself first. Sigh. Maybe you're right. Humans are selfish creatures. I don't know. I probably shouldn't dwell on it. We all have to make hard choices from time to time. Anyway, I've been thinking a little more about that art show idea you had. I'm working on some new sculptures to display at the show. I'm nervous, but the thought of my work getting out there is pretty exciting. I'm just glad you're on board with making Stardew Valley a premier art destination, Havelock. Yeah, I named him after veterinary. Okay, let's go give her this flower. You have to talk. There's a point value system that talks about that involves you talking to people every day. You lose friendship points every day you don't talk to people, and so many friendship points lose you a friendship heart or gain you a friendship heart, depending on how that works. It's not like factional. It could be like really easily if you think about a small town. Like there could be like factions and cliques and rivalries, but there isn't. Instead, everybody seems to get along sort of tolerably well. Although one of the bachelors, my favorite, Sebastian, he does not get along with his stepfather and gripes about him all the time. And how his little stepsister, gets all kinds of privileges he doesn't. The characters don't seem to age, which is weird. And later on, like, if you marry a character and that character's parents are there somehow, like, they don't seem to change their reaction to you, which is weird. Like, you would think, like, your in-laws might have something different to say to you than, some random person they do work for who brings them flowers from time to time. Oh, there we go. Spring onions. That's a foraging ingredient. But they don't. And I think I need to see if that's on the suggestion boards for the creator or not. Ooh, a sewer. Also a shortcut back to town that I happen to have earned the key for. I guess I should say hello to the guy in the sewer, too. He's like a monster, but he's a friendly monster and wants to sell me stuff. Ooh. I can't afford that. This is a really cool thing. A star drop is a mysterious fruit. Gives you more life energy. And it tastes like your favorite thing. Alright. I don't have to buy anything today. I should have brought him a pumpkin. His favorite thing is pumpkins. Or one of them, anyway. Now I'm in town. Am I carrying my geode? Yep, and it's only 120, so let's go get geodes cracked open. You find geodes when you're breaking rocks open. And they have surprises inside of them, but even though you own a pickaxe, only the blacksmith can get them open. Not quite like geodes in real life, where you can sort of gently get them open. So these ones are from the ice levels in the mines in town. Oh, some more mud. Okay, some kind of a ghost crystal. The first time you get a crystal, it doesn't have any display text, except it tells you to take it to the museum, and the guy will tell you about it if you donate one, which is really painful, like, early on, the first time you find a diamond. Because you're like, wait, I need this. Alright, shortcut. Let's go up to the mountains and take a look at those crab pots I talked about earlier. Yeah, that's the shortest way. There's 3 kinds of fishing in the game. Lake fishing, which happens up at this lake in the mountain. Well, there's 4, I guess. River fishing, which happens in the river that runs through town, and ocean fishing. You can store your bait in your rod. It's really convenient. And then take it out when you need it. And each of the different types of water produces different kinds of fish. But I actually haven't seen a difference in what shows up in the crab traps much. So, if there is, I'm unaware of it. Alright, let's see if we can catch something up here, as long as it's a fishing day. If there are little spots in the water, you want to fish into those. But I don't see any, so we'll just fish randomly and see what we get. I'm running a cork bobber right now. That means that that bar you saw is a little longer than expected, but it's about to die. Early game fishing is super important, and that's when it's the most frustrating. But it's a really great way to make money while you're waiting for your first crops to grow, and you don't really want to cut down any more trees because it uses too much energy. It's like fishing in real life. A whole lot of waiting. The bait on your hook makes the fish bite faster. And I've had some people suggest that that's kind of a waste of resources. Oh, get the treasure. Trick is getting the treasure without losing the fish, because if you lose the fish, you don't get the treasure either. Some people think it's kind of a waste of resources, but it's so cheap that I get both. Oh, a new record chub. Oh, and a diamond and a geode. That's actually pretty good. One more cast and we'll call it done. After a while, it sort of is relaxing to play the fishing game. And these fish are moving, because my skill is high, these fish move really slow. If a fish showed up that outclassed me, like, it would be bouncing up and down. It would be really hard for me to keep up with. Okay. I'm going to go home and make sashimi out of this, I think. Oh, this is Demetrius. He's a scientist. Is there anything he might like? No, he might like a tulip or a blue jazz. We'll see. He would probably really like my diamond, but I'm not doing that. No, put the blue jazz here, because they don't like fish. Nobody likes raw fish. I mean, maybe the fishing guy likes raw fish. Thank you. This is a very interesting specimen. Hold on, I'll show you Sebastian's room and Maru's room, because they're both kind of cool rooms. This is Robin. She does the carpentry, so she builds new buildings on your farm. This is Sebastian's room. I really get a kick out of him. He's a really funny NPC. Like, he's sort of dark and broody, and he's a computer programmer. And this is like a really fun board game that one of your cutscenes you get to play with him in. I snuck into the caves last night and got a nasty cut from a rock crab. Don't tell anyone, okay? Graphic novel. Let's see, what's the name of this game? Oh, this game is Solarian Chronicles, the game. I think that must be referential to something, but I don't know what. Oh, he's actually leaving his room. It's really hard to make the first two dots. You can't go into anybody's bedroom unless you have two dots of friendships with them. And it's really hard to pull that off because he never leaves the room except like Friday nights. It's some kind of okay, so Maru's kind of the scientist. She works at the nurses or as the nurse at the doctor's office. For a gadgeteer, Maru's computer is pretty old. She's still backing up her files to a floppy disk. I don't know, some days I miss MS-DOS. You can come out here. Here's her telescope. Let's see if anybody's at the bathhouse. I've never actually run into another character at the bathhouse, but apparently there are cutscenes that happen there. I just haven't investigated them. This is the bathhouse. You can't access it at the very beginning. It's not going to let me go in the ladies' locker room. Doesn't believe in gender-neutral locker rooms. We can see whose lockers there are. Oh, Alex's locker. Oh, there's a bunch of pictures of bodybuilders taped to the inside of the door. Tee hee hee. This locker smells awful. That's because this is the men's locker room. Ew. Okay, so we go down here. And suddenly we're walking slowly because it's slippery tile. And, like, this is just a really well-designed space, I think. I really need to look at the schedule and see when other people are likely to be here. The nice thing about the Wikipedia is it does give you everybody's schedule. It's not Wikipedia, it's their wiki, the Stardew Valley wiki. Although some of the schedules are less detailed than others. So yeah, it's actually supposed to be good for your energy or something to be in there, I think. I don't know. Yeah. The tile floor is slippery. It slows you down. You can't run on it like your normal pace. This is also where the railroad station is. You can't get on trains. Trains run by, and occasionally they drop stuff off the back. But it's never been very worth my while. Like, I've never had anything very good drop. And it's pretty infrequent that it's the kind of train that drops things. This is kind of a shortcut back to my place. Oop. More foraging materials. Foraging is one of those things, there are only some characters who like it when you give the forage stuff. The cranky old man in town does not like anything sweet or tasty and delicious. He likes leeks and fried mushrooms. Well, okay, I like fried mushrooms, but it's just a weird combination. Like everybody else is like, we like jam and pastries and flowers. No jam, no pastries, no flowers. Okay. I think I might drop those cheeses into my fridge. That can go. That can go. Actually, this is really cool because I have a diamond in my crystallarium right now. And the crystallarium is a machine that duplicates crystals. Like, I don't think that's very realistic, but whatever. I think I'm holding on to those because I have a recipe for them and the radishes. This I can recycle. Actually, I don't remember what goes in the salad. I'll have to go look. In the meanwhile, I'll drop ingredients in the fridge. The CD, broken CD. I love that you can recycle broken CDs. I wish I could recycle broken CDs. I wish I would be, like, brave enough to just give away my CDs. And that I would stop listening to the voice and be like, but that Toriyama stuff is so collectible. It's not collectible. It's just taking up space. All right. No salads yet. But I can make sashimi. And I have some in the box, so I'm not actually going to keep the sashimi. Just going to sell it, and it'll be worth more, I think, as cooked. All right. Everybody's locked up for the night. It's just grass which finished regrowing. Let's go check. If we walk along the back of the orchard, we can just check to see if any of the other trees that I have tappers on. That tapper's empty. This is a hot mess. I don't even know where the tappers are. Oh, see, that one had stuff. And the sooner you take the stuff, and that one has nothing. The sooner you take the stuff, the sooner it'll start making the next batch of stuff. In other words, it waits for you to start producing again. Like, hello, wake up, I'm over here. Maybe you should have some trees with tappers on them closer to your house, except that then they leak seeds and make a mess. You can see the recycled CD turned into refined quartz. So not a totally